Fede. Welcome to the very first episode of the Changeroom. My name is Sbu Zulu, otherwise known as the Sports Guy Sbu. And you can be wherever you want to be.
I'm sorry, I never knew you were going to add like a whole addendum to your whole name.
Well, I had to.
So my name is Tibs Dhlomo, since we're adding addendums to everything. So we are in the change room today. The topics we will be discussing are the Carling Black Label Currie Cup. Oh, yeah, so great, I can drink Carling Black Label again. And then we'll also be discussing the DStv Premiership, the English Premiership, and we're going to have another news segment. So you are wearing a Sharks jersey. There's no better place to... Well, there is a better place to start, but hey, let's start off with the heartbreak. Tell me, the sports guy Sbu.
Yeah.
What happened to your boys? Well, our boys.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I think, on the day, the Sharks were, for the majority of the game, they were very good. I think most of us... No, look. I think having to lead for 10 points, I think the Sharks, well, because I'm wearing the jersey, we had a strong chance of winning the Currie Cup Final. And I don't know what happened. I would like to say, because I think, for a lot of people are actually blaming Currie Bosch for his off-kicking and everything. But also, the same can go to the fact that Lucanio Am as captain, saying, dude, can you kick this? Can you not kick this? So it's a bit difficult for us to stomach in. But that defeat, man. Yes.
But I can tell you how we lost. Because we lost because the Sharks are the Proteas of rugby. They are the kings of chokers. Every single final we ever make, we could be the best team in the whole competition. We'll play rugby sharp. Great, pass to our wings, greatness. Finals, choke.
I call it a chief. No. So there was a time, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was at the Kings Park Stadium. The Sharks were playing the Western Province. The province won it at the Kings Park. And then, I'm not sure if the season after or a few seasons later, the Sharks went on to win it, the Currie Cup. So it's not the same as the Super Rugby or whatever the case it was, the final back then. But look, I think at this time, coming to the final, the Sharks had, the Sharks were the second best team in the country, regardless of the log standings. They finished third in the Currie Cup log, but coming into the semis, they played the Western Province in Cape Town, in Newlands. It was the last game in Newlands. They played there, and then, a lot of things could happen there. But the Sharks went on. Currie Bosch was the star of the day. Mm-hmm. I don't understand what's going on right now with people saying things like, he lost us the game. Yes, it was 12, 15 points, which is a lot. Could have won the Sharks the Currie Cup. But at the same time, he got us there.
Yeah, no.
Currie Bosch got us there. And I don't think they are the Proteas. The Proteas went to India in the World Cup and they choked. It's not the same. They went to England and we all know how that happened in 2019. We all know how that turned out, so we don't even talk about that. But it's not the same. And I feel like the Sharks also, it's a bit unfair with the abuse of people just giving it out to the Sharks, because coming into this nuisance of the COVID-19, the Sharks were leading the Super Rugby standings. They were there. They went on an Australasian tour, they lost once. They were fantastic. We were there following the journey, waking up at 4 a.m., just making sure that we catch the rugby. They were good. Mm-hmm. They were good. As much as we don't have the same players right now, I think the Sharks missed Dumagazole Mapimpi, they missed Andre Esterhazen, they missed a lot of players. And right now, we've found heroes within this current group. A lot of people, a few weeks ago, they were praising Mario Slow, was playing really well. Comes 30th of January after the game at 7 p.m. People are like, hey, where was this guy? What was Lucanio doing? Currie Bosch. People are not looking at the fact that the Bulls are on fire. Give props to Jay Kwat and his team. He brought in great players. I think he had about 9 Springboks in the lineup, if not the entire 15. He had really experienced players. He had everything there. And this is a good foundation for the Sharks. They brought in a couple of players. They lost a few players, very crucial players. And, they now signed with the Rock Nation. Hey, well, you never know who might come into the Sharks next season.
No, I agree. I agree that you have to give, Jake White his props. Jake White is a World Cup winning, coach. And he brought his main man, Mornay Steyn to kick them the points, and look what happened. Like, that's how Mornay Steyn operates. That's who he is. That's what it works. So, like, it's a very fair point. Like, I also agree with that. So you're saying the Sharks have a lot of emerging good players because we lost a lot of players.
Definitely.
So
Yes. Come on now.
Now that the Springboks, because we're going on tour to the British and Irish Lions, so like, how is the squad looking for you in your mind, considering that the Springboks, we haven't played rugby like for a year. Like, last time was World Cup, woohoo! I was there, Kingston, turning up. But,
of course.
But like, since that moment, like, no Springboks. So like, how do you think going from that World Cup is the Springbok team gonna look like for the British and Irish Lions?
I'll tell you something. You know, this notion of people saying that the Springboks haven't played in a while, I disagree with that. A lot of players, a lot of Springboks played in the Super Rugby that was cancelled. They played the Vodacom Super Rugby. They played Currie Cup. Don't forget, we also had the gold versus Gold versus white match. I think Jacques Nudaba was also was practitioner of the other team, and Rassie Erasmus for the other one. We got to see what the guys can offer. And yeah, look, it's not as competitive as playing Wales. It's not as competitive as playing against a Mario Itoje or playing whoever that will be there on the day, or an Owen Farrell, a cheat of note. He's playing in the second division in England. Doesn't matter, but it's all, you know, it did also give us some sort of competition and see what the guys can do. My only concern is for the past 3 years, I've been saying that Currie Bosch is someone that should be part of that fly half
debate
setup. Yes, I mean, if you're talking Mornay Steyn, you also throw in a Currie Bosch. But my fear is coming into the British and Irish Lions, he might have just messed up his chances there. So because don't forget, he also has they will also have Elton Yankees in the Lions, who you know he's a good kicker on the day and he's a good defender of the ball. I mean, Currie Bosch, let's be honest. I'm sorry to say this, but Currie Bosch is not a good defender. And unfortunately, it's what Sean Everett said after the match. Prior to the match, leading up to the final, he did say that. I mean, he actually made comparison of Sayano Hamba, Currie Bosch, and also that young lad, the scrum half, Jordan Hendricks.
Yeah.
And you know how he's not good defensively.
Yeah.
Just gonna say it. He's not good defensively, and that could hinder his chances of going to the British Irish Lions. But depending on obviously what happens, I mean, going to next year, I think we might get some rugby. I think. Anytime soon if we do get some rugby, but if that was the last time we saw Currie Bosch playing, hey son,
I disagree with you.
Yeah? No, you're more than welcome. Tell me why.
No, I'll tell you why. No, because for me it's very simple. Like, for me, I think the Springboks, we are in trouble. We are in thoroughbred trouble.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at how the World Cup went for us, it was 2 years of Rassie Erasmus saying, cool, who are the best 3 players in every position? Every single person knew standard. You knew standard, cool, it's going to be Beast, Thomas the Toy, Trevor, and Yakana. You knew those are your 3 props. Forget it. All 3 of them played over the 2 years, took some of them there. Now, because, okay, we haven't got a lot of retirements, but Francois Lowe, retirement, you know, Beast retired. And then also, we have to also think, because Rassie Erasmus did take away all of the foreign players that are allowed to come back. Like, with this new COVID and traveling, like, not our whole backline, but a lot of our backline were foreign players, players that are playing overseas.
Yeah.
So you're looking at Henry Pollard, you're looking at Cheslin Kobe, you're looking at Villaroo. That's the whole spine of your attacking nucleus. Now, we're not even giving, like, your Currie Bosches, your Pile Fassis, your Damien Willemses, you're not even giving them a chance to play play rugby at a competitive level, to say that, oh, maybe they can compete against not just Wales, not just against England, against the best of Wales, the best of England. So for me, I think, to be honest, we are in a lot of trouble unless we can find a way to, like, get back to playing regular rugby.
I'll tell you something. We have a good excuse. If we lose brutally to the Lions, we have an excuse. We didn't play. That's it.
Hey, my mom would love to hear that excuses. My mom does not live for excuses. But moving on to our next segment, we're going to talk about PSL. The PSL football. So I have a few results for us. We have proud Durban boys, Sbu Zulu, Benny McCarthy, taking us out of the relegation
He's
zone.
killing it there.
Killing it. They
Oh,
won
what a
2-1
boy.
up against Stellenbosch FC. I thought they just played rugby and drank wine, but they're also a soccer team. So, I mean, we also had, Mamelodi Sundowns literally going away
I'm
with the
getting
league.
bored with that team.
Even me, but like,
They are winning every time.
if I had money, I would win as well. Like, that's the thing. I would also win.
It's a good thing that you rely on other teams to win or lose for you to win money. That's good. That's good. Sure. But I know you're going somewhere. I know we're going to the derby, and I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
By the way, Pirates won. In case you didn't know. Pirates won. 2-1. And I'll tell you something. I think it was a match that a lot of us basically enjoy. I mean, I think we obviously enjoy a derby, but at the end of the day, I mean, Kaizer Chiefs, they had a lot of chances, man.
Oh,
My goodness.
don't even get me started. Yo,
What was that?
I will be honest. They were harder to miss than score. Like the one, he literally opened goals. He decided, shame, bro. Rugby time over the pole. Literally couldn't shoot a target. Like,
But no, unfortunately, it's a story of football. If you don't take your chances, you don't win.
Yeah.
And Pirates did.
Yep.
I mean, a miss up from McPay, good work from Paseko Marco coming in on the left, giving it to Mutswari, top bat, it's in the net. But here's the thing though, Kaizer Chiefs, I don't think Kaizer Chiefs should be worried about their situation right now. No, here's the thing. No, let me tell you.
Whoa. I'm coming back.
Relax,
No,
Chief.
Go.
I'll
be strong. Go be strong yourself.
Coming into the derby, Kaizer, before the 5 games they played before the derby, Kaizer Chiefs were rubbish. Rubbish, right?
Okay.
And they went on for 5 games undefeated. I think it was 3 draws and 2 wins, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
They were good. And it just sort of highlighted what the Kevin Hunt is doing at Kaizer Chiefs recently right now. He's starting to find his team. And I feel like, unfortunately, it's just that on Saturday, it didn't go accordingly to his plans. But they didn't play bad. They were good. I read a couple of, because I normally go to Kaizer Chiefs fan pages and Twitter and just laugh at what the people say because they were angry. Yeah. But I'm happy to see Kaizer Chiefs fans happy to see what's happening on the field, because I think it's evident. It's similar to what's going on to Chelsea right now. The 2 games that Tuchel is taking over, it's good. We'll come into that. But Kevin Hunt has sort of like found his sort of like mojo in this Kaizer Chiefs side. That is. Remember, these Kaizer Chiefs couldn't purchase anyone. They can't right now. Well, the winter is over, so they couldn't. So they had to. I mean, hey, imagine imagine having an Akumu there, Chief. You must win with Akumu. You understand me? You have Akumu there. Yeah. You have Ngezana. Hi, Chief. No, man, give credit where it's true.
Okay, alrighty. So I will agree with you in the point of Kaizer Chiefs did not play badly. Kaizer Chiefs in the first half should have been clean sailing. I agree with you.
Yep.
I agree with you that soccer is a sport of finishing. End of the day, you have to score a goal. That's it. It doesn't matter how much position you have. Jose Mourinho said they can keep the ball. I'll take the 3 points.
Basically, yeah.
But Gavin Hunt, that's where I'll stop you. That man.
What's wrong with the guy?
Gavin Hunt is. I'll tell you what Gavin Hunt is. Gavin Hunt is, like when you have a new girlfriend. Gavin Hunt's that new girlfriend, and then she makes chakalaka. But it's not as good.
I like this, yeah.
But it's not as good as your ex's stiff pop. So then, if you think about it, because with Ernest Middendorf, they were winning the league. They were top for the whole season. Yes, he decided that he would lose a one-horse race. Yes, that's COVID. I'm going to blame COVID there.
What?
But
you can't.
He was in there. So then now, do you think Kaizer Chiefs would like to be top of the log? They must be looking at Ernest and being like, yeah, shame, hey, that pop. That was...
But it's not Ernest's fault, though.
No, that's what I said. Gavin Hunt at the wheel. I'm supporting him. He is going to make Kaizer Chiefs struggle to come top 8. They're closer to the relegation zone than to the top 2. I'm happy as a Pirate supporter. So Gavin Hunt, stay at the wheel. You have no driver's license. Live. I'm happy for him. But then that's why I disagree. I don't think Gavin Hunt's the man. Well, he's the man for us, Pirate supporters. But as Kaizer Chiefs, as a collective, bro. Ernest was there, chin-chilling, top of the tree, Christmas, woo! Now look at them, bro. They were in a relegation battle just 5 weeks ago.
I don't think people want to hear that. I don't think people want to hear
It doesn't
how
matter.
Chiefs squandered a 13 points lead, coming down to being number 2.
It's just facts, but one horse race came second. Don't understand. So obviously now we're discussing the top of the tree, top of the log. Do you think any of the teams can catch Mamelodi Sundowns?
Ooh, tricky. Tricky. I think it's a good conversation to have at the pub. At the pub. But honestly speaking, Sundowns, they look invincible, man. I think Sundowns, like, they're playing these boring games. They win 2-0, 1-0. I think they played cheap over the weekend. They won 2-0. A boring goal from what's this guy's name? Number 10, Sereno. Yeah. Look, but they literally doing something. They are the team to beat. Obviously, I feel like, I mean, as much as Pirates I think the Pirates have the most exciting team in the Premier Soccer League. Sundowns comes second. I think also with the signings that they've been made by Pirates, Pirates should be obviously right there. It's either second or first, right? But looking at teams like Super Sports, they've Bendy Grobler.
Even Morocco Swallows coming out of nowhere. I'm like, how?
Look,
Like
I was looking at the Premiership table this morning.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable. Morocco Swallows are still unbeaten.
How?
Kajani.
I'm like, wait, like they should suck.
They don't have a right. They don't have a right. However, though, it's a good thing that they obviously have gotten to a point that it doesn't matter whether you come from Mvela or Dead Africa Championship, you can come in and compete. I mean, they've changed the whole narrative of teams being promoted. We've seen Sheffield, now they're choking, but it's fine. We never know what's going to happen with them, with them next season. But it's a beautiful story.
No, it's like you said, like they've changed the narrative and it shows what soccer, it's a team sport. Like, yes, you can have amazing players, whatever, but they are solid. We are a team. We're going to defend and we're going to be tough to beat. Because like I said, all you have to do is score more goals in opposition. If you can defend, play as a team, hey, you can do the things.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what though. I think besides Swallows, I think because now it's January, 2 months down the line, that'll be March. I can guarantee you that Pirates will be right there.
Cool.
Whether at the top or number 2, but Swallows, that's another situation right there.
Okay, cool. Final word, Sundowns win the league or not?
Not.
I say they will.
I
say they will.
I'm home.
So obviously we're speaking about Gavin Hunt, our great man. So then you're going to discuss about managers getting sacked. Our boy, English Premier League now, Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard got sacked for Thomas my French is bad. Tuchel,
my brother. I'll tell you, Tuchel.
Tuchel.
It's German.
Oui. Oh shit, I thought he was.
No, you can't say oui, Baba.
Oh wait, no.
It's German.
He is. He just was managing at PSG.
Yes.
You see, I was there French. I'm sorry, Paris. Croissant. That's about as much French. That's about as much French as I know. So. Do you think Frank Lampard deserved to get sacked?
Most definitely. I hate everyone who says, look at the cameras right there. Oh, right there. I hate everyone who says Frank Lampard did not deserve to be fired. Frank Lampard was rubbish, man. My God. That boy was rubbish. Ooh. Look, I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
I stopped watching Chelsea. By the way, I'm a Chelsea supporter, so that's why.
Oh. Okay.
I stopped watching Chelsea. I think it was. I think they played Man City.
Yeah.
And we lost 3-1.
Yeah.
That was the last time I
3-1.
Hey, I stopped watching Chelsea when we played Arsenal actually last year. I think it was the 26th, if I'm not mistaken, Boxing Day.
Yeah.
We lost 3-1. And then I only watched Chelsea when they played Man City in the second half. And I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
And then I boycotted Chelsea. I didn't even watch them. I think they play against Leighton, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the FA Cup something.
Yeah,
didn't
Luton,
matter. It was actually Luton.
Yeah, Luton Town.
Yeah. They played Luton Town and they won 3-1 or something.
Yeah.
They conceded. Rubbish. Don't tell me about Frank Lampard. Rubbish.
Okay, no.
He spent over 200 million pounds on the transfer market. And you're telling me that you cannot even, by January, you're not even in the top 4. You're a rubbish manager. I'll tell you right now.
No.
Don't care if you're a legend or whatever. You're a rubbish manager. I'm telling you right now, on the spot. No. He didn't deserve Chelsea. He didn't deserve Chelsea.
No.
Besides, he's a Man City manager, by the way, because I think he played for City and in New York City, whatever. He's not a Chelsea.
I'm sensing a lot of hate here. I'm sensing.
No, but okay. Let me just be honest. I mean, I just didn't like how everything just turned, and the fact that he was playing Mason Mount for no reason. Mason Mount was the hardest working player, by the way, but there were some points where I felt like his inclusion in the squad was justified, and I don't think that Lampard was a big enough manager for Chelsea. He couldn't deal with the Rudigers. He couldn't deal with a lot of players there. And him bringing in Timo Werner is obviously going to affect someone like Olivier Giroud. Is going to affect Tammy Abraham. Mentally, one way or the other, it will.
Okay. I'm going to, for once, agree with you.
There you go.
Frank Lampard deserved to go. Like, I'm a Man United supporter, so I like Frank Lampard there because he was growing up for like top 4 is possible now for Man United. But Frank Lampard was useless. In the month COVID, like no one could spend money. People were selling players for free. Like it was like Gareth Bale here, Luis Suarez here, because they were just getting rid of players for free because they never had money. Chelsea spent 200 million pounds just to what? Go from 4th to 9th. Come on. They're not being serious. And Frank Lampard, just to not all you Frank Lampard fans, I respect him.
There can't be any Frank Lampard fans here.
But to be honest, he never knew his best 11. He was there for 15 months. There was no time. He was starting Willian like no one's business. He was Giroud would play, Tammy Abraham would play, Mounts would play. Really? No, that was last season. But then this season, he buys signings. Werner's left, right, center, number 10. Mason Mount is in there. He's playing number 10, right wing. Then he decides, cool, I like Azpilicueta. I don't like Azpilicueta. I like Zuma. I don't like Zuma. Like he had no idea who his best team was. So for me, after 15 months, don't know where your best team is.
It's a problem.
Chelsea are all about trophies. That's the one thing I will say. I'm a Man United supporter. Chelsea win trophies. Di Matteo won the Champions League, got sacked 8 months later because he wasn't going to win anything.
Benitez got sacked also after winning the Europa, so they don't play out.
So then for me, if you're not going to win trophies, especially after spending 200 plus million pounds, to be honest, you tried. You got to go.
But here's the thing though. We're talking Thomas Tuchel here, and he signed an 18-month contract. And I think, obviously, right now, he's given this 6 months to try and get Chelsea as high as possible. It's great. I'm sure Roman Abramovich would obviously give him that liberty to try and do that. And, I mean, also, Thomas Tuchel was brought in to also... It was so convenient that they brought him as a German to try and rejuvenate the other Germans that we spent a lot of money in. I mean, Kai Havertz has been bad. Yesterday has a hat-trick, but in the FA Cup. Nobody cares about that. Yeah. And also looking at Timo Werner, who hasn't scored in, about 11 matches now?
14, I think 14.
I don't like you.
I don't know.
Let's stick to 11.
It's what the cue card says.
I'm just sorry. It's fine, which is true. And we obviously hope that, someone like that will... I like what he said. He said he never stopped changing his starting lineup. I mean, it obviously seems like he doesn't have pressure to finish wherever, because he said that he will stick to his philosophy of changing players around and just until he finds a suitable 11.
Yeah, well, you said he signed an 18-month contract. So in terms of for Premier League managers, because a lot of managers are out there getting sacked, like left, right, center. What is your opinion on managers? Should they stay out their contract? Yeah. Or should, if they're not doing something, how much time should be given for a manager to find his identity within a team?
I'll tell you, if you're Arsenal, don't fire the manager. If you're Everton, stick with him. Crystal Palace, Fulham, whatever the case is, as long as it's not a top 4 team, Arsenal or not. If you're not a top 4 team, you are allowed to stick with your manager as long as you can. The top 4 teams require thingy, and I'm not counting United, by the way. I'm not counting United. Spurs are a top 4 team more than United. So if you are a top 4 team and you don't achieve top 4, you gotta go. You gotta go. And unfortunately for Lampard, I mean, look, outside of the whole, the emotional stuff, Lampard is a legend at Chelsea. We love him. He's a captain, leader, legend, formerly. But when it comes to management, he didn't do us justice this season. He was given opportunity. I mean, he did well without signing anyone. Coming into this one, he was given all the money that he wants. Then he couldn't do the job. So he has to go. I mean, props to Man United, by the way. I mean, sticking with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. A few months ago, when you're calling out, you were like, yeah, he must go.
Ole was gone, eh?
Ole was gone.
Ole should have, after the Champions League, Ole deserved to go.
But now, look, did well.
No, like, I understand what you're saying. Like, I agree with that in terms of just because I think, but I disagree in terms of Chelsea are just a different anomaly. I think Chelsea are just different. Chelsea are a team that is like, cool, I'm going to give you, here's your mandate, win trophies, here's your money.
Achieve or go.
Yeah, that's Chelsea. I think every other Premier League club needs to have a different, like, don't have to hire and fire. Like, if you look at Liverpool and Man City are the 2 most consistent teams of the past 4 years. They are the most consistent teams because they have a manager that's been there for 5 years and the manager has brought a whole team. Like a whole team. Like, except the only managed person that was there from Jurgen Klopp's time was Jordan Henderson. That was it. Otherwise, everybody else is Jurgen Klopp. This is my man. I'm going to coach this homie. Pep Guardiola, aside from Aguero, De Bruyne.
A couple, actually.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Huh? Stones, yeah. Stones, Sterling. But, like, at least there's 4 or 5. But then the rest of the squad is all Pep. He bought a whole set. He bought like 5 centre backs.
But also not at the same time. Yeah, but over a few seasons.
That's what I said. But they both never did well in their first season. They both, City and Liverpool came 4th. I think even in City, Liverpool might have come 5th. But then they were believed in and given time. My thing is, Ole was given time. I still don't think Ole is the right man for the job. Man United will not win the Premier League with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer there. But I will say Man United have a direction of, cool, these are our players. We know exactly who are left back, right back, who
is a right back?
Hey, Pasaka, bruh.
Where has it been playing?
Pasaka's around. He knows. But like, Ali has an idea of what to do. Cool, tough games, Pogba's going to play out wide. Other games, McTominay and Fit. That's why I said it's not a winning formula. That's why I've said he's not going to win us things.
For now.
But for now, he is going to get players where they are. Where Man United should be higher, but how much money they spent since Alex Ferguson's left. But that's why I'm like, he's doing better than other people have done. Like, Man United never reached top of the log for
I'll tell you, for 8 years.
Yeah.
For 8 years, I'll tell you.
We were there for 2 weeks, but we went. So, like, he's doing okay, which is why some managers should get time, I feel managers should get time. But in the relegation zone, it's like, bruh, that's where you work the Chelsea mentality. It's live or die. Like, you're either going to get that money for the Premier League or you're going to go to the Championship. So I believe at the bottom of the league, if you're in that relegation battle, hey, bruh, sack as quick as you can. Bring in Allardyce. Bring in Allardyce. Bring in the boy.
Bring in Allardyce. Big Sam
has never got relegated. So for me, West Brom, may the world be with you. Like, I give it to
legend.
But one of the surprising teams this year in the Premier League is West Ham. Because David Moyes was a Man United guy. He was a Man United guy for like a season. But he has seemed to somehow get West Ham where they need to be.
That is rich coming from you. Give managers time, but you fire David Moyes, who goes to West Ham and puts them high up.
Hey, I never fired him. Man United did. I'm saying give time. I've been on the give time.
Anyway.
I'm on the giving time.
He was not given time, which is fine. But
yes, he wasn't.
David Moyes is doing well, by the way. He's doing really well. And I think it's another story. It's another Sheffield story. He would do well this season. He's getting sacked next season. If not sacked, then he's going down with West Ham. That's the story. Let me tell you something. These fairy tales and not like a Leicester. Surprisingly, Leicester have been quite consistent in the top half of the table. It's been great. They're doing well. But it's, we've seen at some point we had Everton who were on fire. They were playing Europa. They were on fire. I think it was the days when Mikel Arteta was still playing.
Yeah.
Rubbish manager.
Yeah.
And right now, last season we had a Sheffield United. Chris Wilder was running with his Sheffield team. Yes, they beat United, but it's not a big thing. You beat United, yeah. I mean, it's like
I think it's a big thing.
Beating Stoke, it's like Coventry City, whatever. So it's not a huge thing. Whether they were playing 5 games without defeat or whatever. But no, I feel like it's another story that would get to that point whereby, because these teams you can never sustain them. You need money. Unfortunately, COVID, like you said earlier on, COVID hit everybody hard, and they cannot spend as much as they used to. I mean, honestly speaking, in another world where there's no COVID, I mean, Timo Werner could have easily went for like 90 million pounds.
Oh, very true. Very true.
Definitely.
Very true.
But Kaizer Havertz went for 75, which is like a knockoff.
Hey, bro.
It's a knockoff.
It's a knockoff.
We robbed that team.
You're robbed. No. For me, I think West Ham have a good, I think West Ham can't have injuries. I think Souček seems to be scoring goals for days. Antonio up front seems to be a striker, but can't he can't stay not injured. So I just think, like you said, it's getting players, getting more, having money. I think that they can sustain. I think David Moyes has been given time, experiencing things. So I think that West Ham are at least going to stay for this season, and I think they will be in the top half next season.
Wow.
Yeah. So now we're going to go for our quick topics, our speedy discussions. So,
my friend,
let's discuss around the world news. So we're going to start off with Conor McGregor.
Oh, what a fraud.
Tell us about Conor.
Look, I'm a big Conor McGregor fan, man. I mean, I've always been. When he had that boxing ring fight with Floyd, I was part of that. I was like, yeah, let's go, Conor, let's do this. Hey, but he was terrible, man. Hey, he even made fun of himself on Facebook, but I saw this on Facebook on his page, and when you wake up in the morning, I don't know what happens, and something salty in your mouth, whatever. That was a picture of him down on the canvas. What a terrible match. I mean, thank goodness I didn't wake up for that. I watched the highlights. I mean, I had to. But terrible. But I think it was his first knockout defeat of his career.
Okay,
it was first. Yeah, but you don't want it to come like that, though. Yes, the age is not the same, but Conor, you give us a fight, man. Justice.
I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of Conor, but I think there's a time. Like UFC, I don't know if you guys can tell, I also do UFC, No, ultimate food consumption. Isn't that? Is that what it stands for? I said that's what I thought it stands for. But what I've seen with UFC fighters from the past is it's a very tough sport. So they have a very limited span of being at the top. So what I think is, I look at, Brock Lesnar was good for 5 games and then lost twice, and then Ronda Rousey put it on the map. She was undefeated for 12 matches, lost twice. And then I think that's what is happening with Conor, because he's lost his last 2. He's lost 2 fights out of his last 3. I think now because he had an arrogance about him. He used to walk like this, out here slaying. He used to be taunting oaths. He had an arrogance. But now what's happening is
soft.
Now, exactly.
He's shaking people's hands. Good fight.
Yeah,
good
fight. Oh, well done.
No,
camaraderie. No.
Passion.
Mayweather is the greatest because he believes he's the greatest.
No, that boy.
That's why Conor McGregor has lost his fighting edge, which is his arrogance. So for me, I think he needs to secure the bag and be cool, let my name carry me. Go fight Manny Pacquiao in boxing, Floyd Mayweather, even go call up Vince McMahon and wrestle. There's money there. Because now it's about securing the bag. I think his time as an elite, being the guy, being the man, being the face of UFC, I think it's gone. For me, I think it's gone.
Yeah, look, you can be wrong or right at the same time, because I think also you should remember that Conor McGregor, I think, this is something that he's been doing for a while, and he's been top for a while, and everyone is out to get him. So if you still have that hotness nyana, ne, at the top. And you're getting all the money. Because remember, these guys are fighting for a lot of money.
Yeah.
You secure the bag and pay tabak shy, good right?
Pride. No, that's true. Okay. So, our other news topic, how is the Proteas? The Proteas are playing Pakistan in the second test. Do we think you're going to win? I can tell you for free. Oh, I'll start off. No, we won't. We won't win purely for the same reason of our new players are just not able to carry the team. I just feel, because what's happening is, you see now, Dean Alga has been there for years. He's the only scoring runs. Him and Faf are only people scoring runs.
Faf is trying, but yeah.
Yeah, Temba might chip in with a young 20 or 30, like here and there. But everyone else, not a thing. Only person that's taking wickets. Who is taking the wickets? Like Ngidi, nah. Like Rabada, okay. Keshav Maharaj. It's Notki and Keshav Maharaj. But we have 5 bowlers. What are the other people doing?
Okay.
So I'm like, we can't, like, for me, we deserve to lose so that we can learn. So we need to get, like, better coaching, better players, something. Because we survived on Quinton de Kock's saving us too many times. We need a team.
I would... I'm not sure if I should agree or not, but I think...
Agree. I'm right. I'm always
yeah.
I'm always right. You know this.
No, but the thing is, if you're talking a Proteas team that was playing the Pakistan, Dean Alga, obviously, like you said, he's been getting all the runs. But, coming into that first test, Mark Boucher said that obviously, I think when he said it, how we can interpret it in a sense that when he said that they obviously going to come back early to South Africa and prepare for the Australian tour until Australia cancelled today because of fears of COVID-19. Apparently, we are the most dangerous. I don't know why. Anyway, so since my thing is, since now everything is, since Australia is not coming to South Africa anymore, we're not playing them anymore, I think maybe the mentality might change a bit. I don't care if they lose to Pakistan. Beat Australia, bro. Beat Australia. I don't care. Lose 150 runs plus. I don't care. You beat Australia. But now that we're not playing Australia anymore, come back or go to Kapaldini, whatever that place is called. Go there and you have to regain themselves. They have to regain the sort of like a, image. Following, because we're not even going to touch on the results from the first test because that happened.
I can tell you, nothing happened. No one made runs.
Okay,
no one
that happened. But also remember that we have a Dean Alga who on a day can inspire a Faf because Quinny of late, I'm sorry, but he's not doing well. And it's not only Quinny. I mean, you have an Aiden Makram who tried in the. He tried. I mean, Eddie Malcolm tried.
He tried for 1 innings. I'm sorry. Greatness.
Yeah, okay, sharp. So we don't have Dean Elgar again.
Yeah.
Okay, Dean Elgar again, he tried. But now the thing is, we are at a position whereby, remember, we haven't played Test cricket in a while. This was the first time we played Test cricket. And, I think we also rely on moving to like the rest of the year, the 4-day Test cricket.
Test cricket away because we played Sri Lanka in South Africa.
Wasn't that the ODI or the T20? ODI and T20? It was the first time we played Pakistan in 14 years away from home.
Oh, yes,
in Pakistan.
Yes.
So this was the first time we haven't played any Test cricket, and look, Test cricket is not as easy as people think it is.
No, it's 5 days. 5 days, man.
Even
and
if
you could
it's
still draw. And you can still draw.
Even if it's 4, chief, you start betting at 12, you finish at 6, you go home, and then you come back and you bet again. Chief, it's long. hence that Malcolm innings where he achieved 21 runs from 110 balls.
Still
But anyway, so I think right now we have a chance because you don't have to think about the Australian tour right now. We have a chance. We can look inspire players. I don't think Quinny as a captain can talk to the guys. I think Mark Boucher, as someone who's played for the Proteas, he can no, listen, Faf, I know he's not a captain anymore, but try and get in there and then just speak to them, okay? Just speak to them.
Is that an Afrikaans accent?
It wasn't. Mark Boucher's not Afrikaans. Just speak to them.
Speak to them, yeah. Speak to them. But
look, I think also it's a problem if you're going to have I think someone coming in at second wickets or opening, second wickets, coming in opening and doing all the work. And then having all the other guys just like slack him
Chill.
off.
They just chill.
You know, Kaizer Chiefs will go and try and get a 21, which is not bad.
No.
It's good, Chief. We acknowledge those little things, as small as they are.
So you're saying Proteas have a chance.
No, they have a chance.
I'm saying no chance in hell. Okay, Dolphins winning the one-day cup. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
and I'm telling you, I'll tell you something. You know the things with the Dolphins, right? At first, or last season, when they were playing, they had a Grant Rolofson. What a man! What a boy! What a legend! Grant Rolofson was the pick of the batsman pretty much in all the games, and I feel like right now he's obviously done his parts. And looking at the game yesterday, Ruby Freilink grabbed 2 wickets and I think about 65 runs or something. Had a 6th wicket partnership with I think it's Surian Mutusami.
Yeah, went to Clifton. I'm a Clifton boy as well.
Oh, well done. Yeah, so you know Surian, well done.
Well, I don't think he will know me, but like we went to the same school. I'm just trying to claim.
He probably knows them, but it's fine. Yeah, but I mean they're very fantastic. And by the way, Mutusami has been having an exceptional series basically this for the longest time. I think ever since it started. From the pool matches to now, I think he's been doing well. And you know, if someone is experienced as Robbie Freilink, grabbing some fantastic wickets. I was watching the game, I was like, yeah, this oak doesn't want to get old. No. As sort of like, you know, with the body and stuff.
He's living, man.
No, he's good. No, he's on the money. He's on the money. And you want someone like that to come in and dude, the Dolphins, man, are flipping good, man. From first to last.
Yep.
Bowlers, they have Odno Badman. What?
Dolphins for the win.
Definitely. Whoever they're playing. So by the time this goes on, we obviously don't know who they're playing. Yeah. The Lions and the Kings are playing as we're speaking right now. So by the time this goes on air, we all to whoever is there on air.
So then we're going to do our last segment, which is who is your MVP player?
You go first.
Any sport. No. Oh, okay, I'll go first. Any sport. MVP player of the week, any sport. I have to go for...
While he thinks about it, so the MVP, as you know, for people who follow NBA or whatever, most valuable player, it could be someone who was fantastic when it's football, cricket, basketball. I hate the NBA. Could be anything. Rugby, could be that. Okay. Who is yours? You can put it on the comments below.
For the whole week, any sport you want. For me, I think it is Gundogan from Man City. He has literally taken Kevin De Bruyne's injury and decided, you know what? Yeah. Shame. I can create. I can score. This is going to be me. I'm winning another title. So for me, I got to go Gundogan from Man City.
I cannot hate. But let me tell you something. I hate to talk about football again, but my MVP is man of the match, Tim Nkosi Lodge. It has to be. It has to be.
Oh, he carried that left-hand side. Oh, that first goal. No, he had to.
Oh, it's a bliss. I would have loved to say someone like
I want to reverse my one. I'm with him now.
There you go.
Forget me.
There you go. Oh, because you're a Paris fan, that's why.
Yeah, no, forget. Yeah, I forgot. That's my problem. I forgot about such a player. No, I agree with you. So this is going to be a very easy one for us. But also, who is your team of the week? I'm just going to make it quick. Orlando Pirates. I just think, for me, it's very quick. I'm easy. I'm done. I'm happy. Derby. Killed.
So initially, you know what? So the team of the week segment or part, obviously just making up your own team. But I would love to just put in people like different athletes together. Football, cricket. Obviously just like, I'll take anyone from Pirates, including Tim Nkosi, maybe like 6 of them, and then add like 5 from the Dolphins, wherever you want to be.
So, who do you think is your team of the week? You can put it in the comments below.
Yep.
So, our last one is a prediction. So, you have to make one prediction for this week's fixtures. Can be any fixture. And then next week, we are going to discuss your buffoonery to decide if you were correct in your prediction.
Look, there's a lot of things happening. Obviously, there's the MOTC final that's coming up on Thursday. There's the second test, Pakistan and the Proteas. There's for you rugby fans, there's the Six Nations kicking off on the 4th. There's the DStv Premiership. There's EPL. There's quite a lot of sports. So I personally feel like we shouldn't really go over a lot of things. I just pick one. I just pick one that will win. And like I said, the Dolphins are taking this one. MODC winners for the second time in 2 years.
For me, I'm going to be controversial. I'm going to say Liverpool to beat Man City, opening up the title race. Well, there we go. Wait, come back. Okay, cool.
Right,
So, any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts is good. It's been great. It's been nice. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell to make sure that you never miss out on any of the content that we put up here. It's the Change Room. My name is Sbu Zulu. Here's Tibs. We're done.
Oh, I thought I was going to introduce myself.
I've spoken for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.